In Italian culture, politeness is extremely important. From per favore to grazie, there are lots of expressions in Italian that will help you to show your gratitude, respect, and reverence towards others. In this video, we'll take a close look at the various ways that you can say thank you in Italian like a native that goes beyond just saying grazie. We'll look at lots of examples and important cultural notes, plus we'll even look at how to reply to someone who says thank you to you. Pronti? Are you ready? Cominciamo! Let's get started! Hi, my name is Michelle. I'm the Intrepid Guide, your guide to language learning for travel using my 80-20 method. And if you're new to my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and click on the bell notification so you get an alert when I post more videos like these. Despite the title of this video, I want to cover all the basics and start with the easiest and most common way of saying thank you in Italian, which is grazie. This word is so common that people who have never learned Italian always recognize it, and it's one of the first things that you will learn when you start to learn Italian. Saying grazie is the same as saying thank you in English, and it can be used in practically any formal or informal situation, no matter who you are talking to, such as a family member, a barista at a coffee shop, an elderly stranger, or your boss. It is used in the same form whether you are talking to a man or a woman, one person, or many people. Grazie is the most common reply you'll hear in most everyday interactions. For example,
Ecco il tuo caffè. Grazie.
Here is your coffee. Thank you. Another example is,
Ti porto da bere? Sì, grazie.
Can I get you a drink? Yes, please. Ma attenzione, but be careful. Many foreigners and beginner students of Italian tend to confuse grazie with grazia. While these are two forms of the same word, only one of them can be used to say thank you in Italian. Grazia means grace in Italian, and grazie with an E on the end is the plural form of grazia. Grazie is not always translated as thank you. While in English we say yes please, the Italian equivalent is sì, grazie, which is literally yes, thank you. Grazie can also be used when you refuse something. For example,
Vorresti un altro bicchiere di vino? Sì, grazie. No, grazie.
Would you like another glass of wine? Yes, please. Or no, thank you. Now let's take a look at how to say thank you very much in Italian. To express a deeper sense of gratitude, you can say thank you very much in Italian in quite a few different ways. So let's take a look at the first one.
Grazie mille. Mille grazie.
Grazie mille and mille grazie are expressions which literally mean 1,000 thanks, and is the most common way of saying thank you very much in Italian. The word mille looks like the word million, and the English equivalent of this idiom is in fact thanks a million. However, mille means 1,000 in Italian. Here is an example.
Grazie mille per il vino. Era buonissimo.
Thank you very much for the wine, it was delicious. Similar to English, it can be said with a sarcastic or an irritated tone to express annoyance. For example,
Grazie mille per aver lavato i piatti.
Thank you very much for washing the dishes. This use is more sarcastic when the dishes clearly haven't been washed. The second one is
Molte grazie.
Molte grazie literally translates to many thanks. This expression is a bit more informal. However, it is still very popular and a very common way to say thank you very much in Italian. Here is an example.
Molte grazie per il tuo aiuto.
Thank you very much for your help. Number 3 is
Tante grazie.
Tante grazie means thanks a lot. Tante means many or a lot of in Italian, and it is quite similar to the previous two examples we've seen. And here's another example.
Tante grazie per la tua lettera.
Thank you very much for your letter. Unlike grazie mille, changing the word order in this case changes the meaning. Grazie tante is used in a sarcastic or an ironic way, kind of like saying thanks for nothing in English. Here's another example.
Grazie tante per avermi pestato il piede.
Thanks a lot for stepping on my foot. Number 4 is
Grazie infinite.
Is your gratitude infinite? Then the expression grazie infinite is definitely for you. This literally means infinite thanks. It's a bit more flowery than a grazie mille, and you can sound slightly over the top in a casual conversation with a family member or friends. However, it is still a good way to express deep gratitude and strong emotion, so don't ignore it. Here's an example.
Grazie infinite per avermi aiutato.
Thank you so much for helping me. Number 5 is
Grazie di cuore.
Grazie di cuore is one of my favorites, and it is similar to grazie infinite. as grazie di cuore is another way to express sincere and emotional gratitude towards someone. It literally means thanks from my heart, or thank you with all my heart, or thank you from the bottom of my heart, or a heartfelt thanks. Here is an example.
Grazie di cuore per questa bella serata.
My heartfelt thanks for this wonderful evening. Number 6 is
Grazie assai.
Now, depending on the context, assai can mean enough or very. The expression grazie assai is more colloquial, and it is primarily used to say thank you very much in Italian in the southern regions of Italy, such as in Rome, Campania, and in Sicily. So the region of Rome is Lazio. And here is an example of how you can use grazie assai.
Grazie assai per il regalo.
Thanks so much for the present. Number 7 is
Grazie davvero.
Now, translated into English, grazie davvero means something like, thank you, I really mean it. And it is another way of expressing your sincere gratitude in Italian. Here's an example.
Grazie davvero di essere qui per il nostro matrimonio.
Thank you so much for being here for our wedding. Number 8 is
vi ringrazio tanto.
Ringraziare is the Italian verb meaning to thank, and it is used with a direct object pronoun to specify who we are thanking. Ti is the informal singular, la is the formal singular, and vi is plural, which we use to thank more than one person in both formal or informal situations. To stress even more how grateful you are, you can add tanto or molto, meaning a lot, to the expression. Here's an example.
La ringrazio molto per il suo consiglio, signor giudice.
Thank you very much for your advice, Your Honor. Here are some other ways of saying thank you in Italian. Now, it might seem like you know all the possible ways of how to say thank you in Italian, but this is just the beginning. Italian is a language rich in colourful expressions, and since being polite is so important for Italians, there are a plethora of different ways that you can express your gratitude. So here are a few more ways to express how thankful you are in the Italian language.
I miei ringraziamenti.
All my gratitude, my thanks.
Porgo i miei più sinceri ringraziamenti.
I offer my sincerest thanks.
È molto gentile da parte tua.
That's very kind of you.
Grazie di tutto.
Thank you for everything.
Lo apprezzo tanto.
I really appreciate it.
Grazie dal più profondo del cuore.
My deepest thanks. Thanks from the bottom of my heart.
Grazie di nuovo.
Thanks again.
Grazie ancora.
Thanks again.
Grazie rinnovate.
Thanks again. Literally renewed thanks.
Le sono molto grato. Ti sono molto grato.
I'm very grateful to you.
Non ho parole per ringraziarti. Non ho parole per ringraziarla.
I don't know how to thank you. Literally, I don't have words to thank you.
Grazie un sacco.
Sacco literally means bag in Italian, but it is often used idiomatically to mean a lot. So you can say grazie un sacco to say thanks a lot in an informal situation, similar to saying thanks a bunch or thanks heaps or heaps thanks.
Sei un angelo. Sei un tesoro.
You're an angel, you're a treasure. This is a great expression to use with children or loved ones.
Ti devo un favore.
I owe you a favor.
A buon rendere.
I owe you one. I'll return the favor.
Hai fatto davvero tanto.
You really did a lot for me.
Ti facevi davvero in quattro per me.
You really went out of your way for me. You really bent over backwards for me.
Cordialmente grazie.
Cordial thanks or warm thanks?
Sinceramente grazie.
Sincere thanks. Thank you sincerely.
La ringrazio in anticipo. Ti ringrazio in anticipo.
Thank you in advance. This expression and the two previous ones are commonly used in closing letters in Italian. Using any of these phrases can help you spice up your Italian and express your gratitude in a variety of unique and original ways. Attenzione, be careful how you use them, as many of the more emotional phrases would sound somewhat silly in a casual setting. Let's take a look at pronunciation and the importance of the letter E in the word grazie. So the E at the end of words is silent in the English language. However, in Italian, it has to be pronounced. For example, grazie is not pronounced grazie or grassi, which means fat in Italian, and it is not a good way to win people over. Instead, it is pronounced grazie. The E at the end of grazie is not stressed, and it is not very loud, but it is there. And it sounds like e at the end of the word, so remember that, grazie. This is important to remember when pronouncing other words as well, like mille or infinite, cuore, molte, and tante. The e at the end of all these words must be pronounced for you to be understood correctly and to speak correctly. Skipping the e at the end of the words is one of the common mistakes that English speakers will make when learning Italian, so it's important to be aware of it and to be careful. Now let's take a look at prepositions after grazie. So often when we are thanking someone, you'll want to add what you were thanking them for their help or attention, for dinner or for a thoughtful present. There are a few ways to do this, and it's important to keep the correct grammar in mind. So let's take a look at the first one.
Grazie per, grazie di.
To say thank you or for doing something, we use the following formula. Grazie plus di or per, plus the infinitive form of the auxiliary verbs either essere or avere, plus the past participle of the verb. Here are some examples.
Grazie di aver chiamato.
Thank you for calling.
Grazie per avermi aiutato.
Thank you for helping me.
Grazie per essere stato così gentile.
Thank you for being so kind.
Grazie per essere qui oggi.
Thank you for being here today. You can also say thank you for something in particular with the formula grazie plus per or di plus the noun. And here are some examples.
Grazie della compagnia.
Thanks for the company.
Grazie per il suggerimento.
Thanks for the tip.
Grazie per il passaggio all'aeroporto.
Thanks for taking me to the airport.
Grazie dell'invito.
Thank you for the invitation. Instead of a simple grazie, you can make these expressions more nuanced by adding mille or molto or molte and other expressions as mentioned earlier. Now let's take a look at how to respond when someone says thank you in Italian. So when someone says thank you to you, it is just as important to respond in order to be polite. The easiest and most common way of saying you're welcome in Italian is with prego. Prego is the first person form of the verb pregare, and it literally means I pray. Prego is a short version of saying ti prego di non ringraziarmi, like I beg you, you don't need to thank me. Prego can be used to say you are welcome to one person or multiple people, both in formal or informal situations. There aren't any specific connotations attached to it, so it's a good one to learn. Here's an example.
Mi passi la bottiglia di vino, per favore? Eccotela. Grazie. Prego.
Would you pass me the bottle of wine, please? Here you are. Thanks. You're welcome. Di niente is used almost as much as prego, and it means literally it's nothing or no problem. This expression is usually used in more casual settings, and here are a few more ways of saying it's nothing or no worries in Italian.
Non c'è di che.
This one can be best translated as there is no need to thank me.
Per così poco.
Literally, for so little, meaning no big deal.
E ma di che.
This is informal and literally means and or but for what.
Di nulla.
Informal, it's nothing.
Figurati.
Don't mention it.
Non c'è problema.
No problem.
Ci mancherebbe.
By all means.
Non avresti dovuto.
You shouldn't have. The last two expressions in this list are popular expressions to use in Italian when you are receiving a gift from someone. They are short for saying, oh, non avresti dovuto comprare niente. You shouldn't have bought anything, or similar sentences. And here are some more examples.
Grazie per averlo chiesto. Di niente.
Thank you for asking. You're welcome.
Grazie per il cappuccino. E di che?
Thank you for the cappuccino. It's no big deal. So there we have it, 27 ways to say thank you in Italian. So which of these do you say the most? And which of these are you excited to start using? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're serious about learning Italian, make sure you check out my free guide, 7 Common Mistakes in Italian and How to Avoid Them. Just click on the link in the description below and I'll send you my free guide. And if you want to learn Italian with my 80-20 method, you can also check out my online language courses, which I've linked to below. In the meantime, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications so you get an alert when I post more videos like these. Until next time, thanks for watching and happy language learning. Ciao!